Venus, the other personal planet, entering Virgo, which is happening the next day. So we have the 19th, which is when, depending on your time zone, you may be experiencing some of that Neptune and Mercury opposition because it starts later in the day on the 18th. And so you could kind of feel a bit of these overlapping. Reminder, they're in very different areas of the chart. So they're not directly interacting with each other. They're just two phenomena happening simultaneously. And of course, with Venus entering a sign, similar to Mercury the day before entering a sign, this is lasting many weeks. On average, a Venus transit of a sign is around 4 weeks. So we're going from 3 weeks to 4 weeks. So it means that Venus will take a little bit longer than Mercury to then transition signs. So Venus is entering Virgo on the 19th at 8:39 a.m. Eastern Time. Venus represents love, harmony, joy, and pleasure. You should notice that there's some similarities with what Libra represents. It's because Libra is ruled by Venus. Also, Venus oversees connection, beauty, and art. So it's creative joys and the sensory experiences of life. Virgo, which is the season that we are currently in, which will be changing in short time. Virgo represents perfectionism, methodical thinking. So it's very holistic, wanting to really understand, pay attention to the details, focused on efficiency. Also very health-oriented and service-focused. Venus will be in Virgo from, again, the 19th of September until October 13th, so approximately 1 month. And the last time, for your reference, if you want to look back, the last time that Venus was in Virgo was October 8th through November 8th of 2023. So we have a couple years ago that we would look back for this transit. So if we want to gain some insights, we can check a couple of years ago. And something that you could reflect on is what was something during that month that gave you a sense of peace. Because whenever Venus is moving through a sign, we can, in shorthand, consider it as energy, ease, flow are coming to that area of our chart. So things just working a little bit better, connecting, getting along, if we're talking about any sort of relationships in that area of life. So another reason to also want to focus and pay attention to what Venus is doing, because it's like, oh, okay, let's see, where can I have some progress, but not in the way of Mars, but like things connecting, things aligning, people getting along. So during this transit, we can expect beautification of our processes. Again, that's Virgo. Realignment with our routines. Virgo is very routine, system oriented. And encouragement to actually ease up on, release the reins on where we might be overexerting. So something that's very common for Virgo energy is to kind of do too much, because it's about like wanting to make everything better. So it's improving yourself, improving systems, improving circumstances, helping to improve people around you. So you could very easily go overboard. So when you have Venus in this area, it's like, hey, let's chill out. Like, we've made really great progress. Let's be happy with that and not go crazy. So that is the vibe that we have here. I'm looking at Virgo in my 3rd house, which is communication, siblings, neighborhood, has some technology in there as well, in part because some communication is tied to technology, short distance travel. So that means that I could have some support and flow, maybe some creativity applied to how I'm communicating. So if I am working on writing content, which as I mentioned at the top of this class, I am going to be writing. So to have Venus going into this area of Virgo is honestly perfect because I am working on a project that involves technology. I'm creating a project that will be on people's phones. It will be digital. Involves me thinking, writing, conceptualizing. So to have Venus in there, I can take as some additional support to help get this project going at a steady pace, to reduce any stress that may crop up around it as I'm closing in on the finish line and when I would like it to be due. Eighth house. Yeah. So if you're thinking about any transformation, any changes that you want to make within yourself, make within your life, anything that you want to let go of, Venus is supporting that process, allowing you to let go, allowing you to transition into a new beginning, a new chapter, and just being able to, like not resist as much, like knowing, okay, this will support me, this will help me, especially for the eighth house, which has a lot of heavier topics in it. We're talking about money in the sense of inheritance, shared assets, debt, taxes, etc. Then when you have Venus in there, it's like, okay, we're going to get through this. This is fine. Let's make this fun. Let's make this creative. Let's tap our resources to help us with this process. It kind of just gives you like a good, like uplifting attitude and perspective on it, and allowing some of those pieces to fall into place. So I think it's a particularly nice transit to happen in your eighth house. So Venus moving through your 11th house is thinking about those relationships. I know we were talking about this before for Mercury, but it kind of like really supports it as well. So if you think about it like this, Misty, you have the Mercury transit that's moving through, that's supporting the networking, the building your social media platform, and then simultaneously, like hot on its tail, even though they're in different signs, you're having that 11th house activated with Venus again, a supporting flow, encouraging relationships. So I think this is going to be, again, really great timing with all the initiatives and what you are working on with building out your channel and your resources and your presence. It's encouraging you to not take the process too seriously, as in to make it fun, make it enjoyable, um, thinking about the relationships that you're trying to build through that process. So not in the transactional way, but in like really genuine, connected harmony and like getting along. So you could be considering the perspective of the people that you're connecting with more and making sure that that's infused in this initiative that you have.